Colleen and this is Motivational Monday. So we're going to be continuing with the topic of humility. So to start, I thought we'd start by looking at a really great parable that helps us understand what humility means and what it means to come humbly before the Lord. So we're going to be looking at the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector. Luke 18 verse 10 to 14. Two men went to the temple to pray. One was a Pharisee and the other was a despised tax collector. The Pharisee stood by himself and prayed this prayer: I thank you, God, that I am not like other people, cheaters, sinners, adulterers. I am certainly not like that tax collector. I fast twice a week and I give you a tenth of my income. But the tax collector stood at a distance and dared not even lift his eyes to heaven as he prayed. Instead, he beat his chest in sorrow, saying, O God, be merciful to me, for I am a sinner. I tell you, this sinner, not the Pharisee, returned home justified before God. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. So if we look at the Pharisee first, he thought he could be justified, he could be blessed because of what he'd done, because he fasted twice a week and gave away a tenth of his income. But that's the opposite of humility. John Piper describes humility as the opposite of self-entitlement. He thought that God owed him this because of his good works. So if we go on to look at the tax collector knew he wasn't worthy. But because of Jesus' mercy, that's why he was saved. He knew God owed him nothing and that he did not deserve in the slightest. So it's the same for you and me. We sin and we're not worthy, but Jesus died on the cross for us so that we could be saved. James 4 verse 6, God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. If you look at humility, people sometimes mistake it for being a weakness, for thinking badly of yourself. But humility is a great strength. It's thinking less of yourself and more about other people. So the greatest example of humility is Jesus dying on the cross. Jesus came down a king to be a servant in a land of sinners. We did not deserve it. So Philippians 2 verse 8 reads, He was humble and walked the path of obedience all the way to death on the cross. He died a criminal's death so that we could be saved. We didn't deserve it, but he did it for us. So as you go into this week, remember that you're saved not because of what you've done, but because of Jesus. And also, I challenge you to be more humble, to put others before yourself, and to be more like Jesus. So I thought we would finish by reading a verse to hopefully inspire you to go out and be humble. Micah 6 verse 8, The Lord has told you what is good, and this is what he requires of you, to do what is right, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. God bless. Have a good week.